Hello and welcome, my friends, to another new moon ceremony. I am Safrianna Luna, the Queer Spirit Guide, and as always, just so honored to be here in this space and time and have the opportunity to tune in to the rhythms, the beautiful rhythms that we get to experience here on planet Earth, right? Our grandmother moon, as I like to call her, is a beacon in the sky. She literally shows us what it's like to find a rhythm and find a flow and to have consistency and the fact that we're always moving from shadow to light and back again. And that is some of the most important wisdom that I feel like we all need right now is this ability to flow through the shadow and the light. So Grandmother Moon is here to support us in that, to be a symbol for us to tune into. And always consistently there for us. So, if this is your first time joining me in moon ceremony, first of all, welcome. I suspect that there won't be as many people here live tonight because the new moon is actually on Saturday night, um, pretty late in the evening for my time zone. And will be very much in that new moon phase on Sunday. But the energy always say is good for like 3 days before and after. And I won't be available to lead the ceremony at that time. So it is a little bit early. But if you are here with me, I'd love for you to say hi. If you're watching the replay, know that I am holding the space for you as well. And feel free to let me know that you dropped into this sacred space, right? This is held open for whoever needs to receive it. That is why I love doing these ceremonies and I make them freely available for everyone. Because again, Grandmama Moon, she's right there. She's a free resource, my friends. It's just getting together in spaces where we can intentionally tune into that and really remember, right? Remember that this rhythm is here for us. Remember that this flow is here for us. So, if you have a notebook and a pen, that's really all you need. I have my moon journal. And the way that these ceremonies always go is I'll do a little bit of an energy update, just share with you what I'm noticing in the cosmic energies, if you will, the collective energies. We will take a moment to set some intentions. I will drop some intention setting statements in the chat for you in case you don't know where to start. Then we will do an energy clearing followed by a guided visualization meditation that you can receive however is right for you. And then I will pull a few cards for the collective as we wrap up the energy for the evening. These are little bite-sized drop-in rituals. So take what you need and leave the rest. And you are so welcome. It is an honor to hold these sacred spaces. So the new moon in Sagittarius is the energy that we find ourselves here in right now. And as I started to tune into this Sagittarius energy, I was really dropping into it this afternoon and calling it in, and some wild synchronicities came up. I'm personally in the midst of kind of dreaming up a new way to move forward in my business, which is very new moon in Sagittarius. Like it's very much about us welcoming in these new visions, and there were some very wild synchronicities with where I'm going and what this new moon is calling in. So I was just like, okay, this is a fun, playful energy. If you tuned into the last full moon, it was dense. It was, I got off of that ceremony like, oh my gosh, that was a lot of energy. And it felt even a little bit overwhelming, but it was this anchor into finding the calm in the storm and really grounding down. And we all need that right now. So hopefully you've found your ground and you've found some calm in here. And next we can move towards the freedom and the movement and the play that this new moon in Sagittarius is ultimately about. Welcome, Donna. So glad to see you here, and you are so very welcome. So this moon, like I said, Sagittarius is here to help us step into freedom and play and to really ruminate in a positive way on what comes next. So this is our last new moon of the 13 moon calendar year. So when we kick off with the next full moon, we're kind of moving into our next lunar cycle. So right here, right now in this dark moon chapter, we're really being invited to pause and reflect on all the insights that we've gained over the last year of moons. And the invitation from there is to then dream what's possible next. And that's what's really here for me in this Sagittarius energy is this what's possible next. So as we tune into the kind of what's coming, what are we setting intentions around, I invite you to think about what makes you feel free. What makes you feel like you are really fulfilling the life that you're here to live? What really makes you just feel like you are a child, exuberant, full of life and vibrance and joy? And how do you welcome more of that in? I want to speak to some of the collective energies. Here in the United States, there's been a lot of turmoil recently because of politics. And all of us are kind of, no matter where we stand in the politics right now, are kind of stepping back to look at, what's next? What's ahead? How do I prepare for this next chapter? And it feels a little uncertain for many of us. And the most important thing that we can do is anchor into where can I feel the sense of freedom, joy, play, uh, adventure, right? How do we turn this story into a empowered one for ourselves? How do we ensure that we are moving forward with our highest integrity, our highest alignment, and our highest pleasure in the forefront? That's really what's coming forward for me. Because when we're anchored into pleasure and joy, we can meet our purpose with so much more clarity, so much more ease, so much more fun. And we really need that when everything seems dark and like a slog, like we're dragging through mud, right? So, how do we counterbalance this and bring in more play and joy? So, I invite you to set some intentions. I'm going to drop some intention setting statements in the chat. So, you might in your journal just jot down something starting with like, in the coming weeks, I will, in the coming weeks, I choose, whatever feels right for you. Just something that really calls forward what you want for you. So I'm going to go ahead and write these with you as well. So I'm going to disappear with my pen. But in the coming weeks, I choose, I welcome. What are you calling in? And if you're in the northern hemisphere like me, just remember we're in the winter season right now. Things are slowing down. So it's okay to not have like big goals right now. Maybe you are focused on relaxation. Maybe you're focused on that fun or play. Maybe you're focused on rest. So just doesn't have to be like a big active goal. And again, I really want you to hone in on those themes of freedom, fulfilling what you want in life, because that's really what is so here for us right now. So, my intention is in the coming weeks, I choose to lead with as much fun as possible, and I will allow myself to put off tasks. This is, again, not the time for big movement, time for daydreaming, time for slowing down, but not a lot of action, especially as we land in this new moon right here, right now. So, as always, you're welcome to share your intentions in the chat or directly with me if there's ever anything you do want to share. But as you're sitting with your intentions, you might begin to notice, like, oh, this feels like I can't do this. I don't know that this is possible for me, right? As I'm thinking about, okay, I'm going to allow myself to put off some tasks. I'm immediately like, oh, but I can't put off all of them. So we're going to move into a time of energy clearing here. I will be doing some smoke cleansing on my end, and you can just breathe here. Or if you have the means to do so, you might energetically clear your own space. You can always use the body. So just being aware here and now of anything that feels like it might want to block your intention. I call them your blips, the blips that come in and say, no, I can't do that. That's not for me. Whatever you might be noticing arising that might feel sticky, stagnant, uncomfortable, it gets grating an edge. Just see if you can breathe around that a little bit. Gently begin to let it go through your exhale. Just breathing. I like to say, as you inhale, call yourself home. As you exhale, let go of anything that doesn't belong here anymore. And remember, your intentions are here for you. This is a time for you to really begin to step into your dreams. Your dreams are needed now more than ever. Your authentic, one-of-a-kind dreams. Those dreams have been planted in you for a reason. And right now, they might be at rest. It's winter here. They might not be in the full bloom season, and that's okay. But just releasing any doubt that you can, any fear, any shame, any disappointment in not being farther ahead. Just letting that go. And maybe just do a nice long exhale on your next out breath. And maybe even shake it out a little bit. So we're going to move right into a time of meditation. So letting your intentions go, letting everything else go. Some intentions are coming in and I love them. We'll circle back to some of these intentions and really reaffirm them at the end too. So feel free to drop them in the chat if they're still coming through. But as we move into this time of visualization, meditation, I just want to reaffirm you are a sacred and sovereign being. However information comes through to you is correct for you. You may see moving pictures in your mind. You may not. You may receive downloads. You may hear silence. There is no right or wrong, but trust that you will receive what you need to and that it will come through in your own authentic way. You can have your eyes opened or closed during this. You can dance, you can journal, you can draw, or you can go in and close your eyes and have an inward experience. There's no right or wrong here, but I will invite you to simply begin to breathe here and become aware of the breath. And as we breathe, just being aware of the body here in this present moment. And then allowing yourself to go through the transition of moving down from your thinking mind into your heart space. Allowing the seat of your consciousness to reside there in the heart as you breathe. And if you've been with me on these adventures before, you know that we're going to open a portal here in the heart space. So I invite you to recall a loving moment, perhaps with an animal companion, a loved one, or a moment in nature. And allow unconditional loving energy to pour through and begin to power open this portal. And this portal opens to a staircase leading down to a door. So, in your own time and way, finding yourself through the portal and down the stairs, breathing each step as you go to stand in front of the door. Just observing this door. This door goes to an inner sanctum. What is beyond this door right now, you're not quite sure. But just observe this gateway for a moment. See what this threshold is revealing to you. Noticing the materials of your door, how it opens, if it's big, small, any interesting features that catch your attention. Tonight, we're going to go on an adventure in the Sagittarius spirit. So, as you're ready, you find the mechanism to open the door and push it open to reveal simply an antechamber with another door and someone waiting for you. Observe this guardian or guide, ancestor, or being who is here to greet you. Take a moment to connect with this guide. And if no distinct guide comes for you, there is a horse. Perhaps the horse is there with you even if there is another guide. As you assemble your team in this antechamber, you look ahead to the next door and you see that this door seems to have almost a watery quality. You can hear the sounds of water beyond it. Just take some moments to notice this. And then you and your guides get to move through. As you open this next door, you move into a watery plain. A vast ocean, a massive body of water, water as far as the eye can see. A water planet. You and your guide or guides move through into this plain, able to traverse the landscape with ease, observing, breathing, being. There's certain features that your guides may want to point out, symbols, messages. This is the emotional realm, the watery place of feelings. What do you need to know about your own relationship with water, with emotions? Take some moments here to breathe and be connecting with yourself and your guides in this watery place. Allowing any messages that wish to arise to be here. A wave of blue light washes over you, suffusing every cell of your being. And if you choose to receive it, you can simply say yes internally to this upgrade, allowing you to align even more with your emotional, watery body. If you are ready to be in deeper relationship with your emotional watery body, simply saying yes to yourself now, allowing the seed to be planted in your heart space. And then you and your guides see the next door opening. This time, this portal appears earthy. Perhaps you can hear the sounds of stone or tree, the sounds of earth. Maybe there's a scent of earth coming through. As you and your guides make your way through this next portal, you find yourself in the most immense and great jungle forest imaginable. While the light may be dim here, you feel completely grounded, one with the element of earth. You can see giant roots and boulders. No visible water in sight. As you and your guides move forward into this immense forest, they may have things that they want to point out to you, features, symbols, messages here in this earthen realm. Just taking some time to be here in this space, feeling your body, feeling your physicality, feeling this home body temple, and then looking around and listening for any messages from Earth, from the body that you need to hear. Just listening for any messages your guides might have to give you about your relationship with the element of earth or your relationship with your physical body. And then taking one last look at this earthen realm, looking around and seeing a portal that has an airy quality to it. Perhaps you hear the sound of whooshing winds beyond. And you and your guides approach this portal. And as you step through, you find yourself amongst floating cities in the sky, pale, dim light filtering through. You have the ability to fly here, to be one with the air. Seeing yourself amongst the clouds, the birds, seeing yourself flowing on the slipstream. Here in this airy realm, you come back in tune with your thinking mind, observing the thoughts, how your thoughts come and go like clouds. They drift in and out. And just letting that go, letting that observation go, seeing the relationship here between mind and air as you look around and see if there's anything that your guides want to point out, any symbols, messages. And just remembering the mind is only one of these elements. Noticing if there is an energy, a color in the air that catches your attention. And taking a moment here to breathe that in, to allow that color to fill you from head to toe as you take a sweet inhale. Feeling that relationship with the air that flows through you each and every moment that you are alive. And as you listen here, once again, for any final messages from your guides about your relationship with air, with your thinking body, your mental body, is there anything you need to know about your relationship with air or your mind? And then releasing that as you look around once again to find a portal with a distinctly fiery energy, crackling energy, static energy, a bigger, bolder energy in so many ways than the watery realm, that grounded, earthy realm, and even this spacious, airy realm. And as you're ready, you step through this final portal to find yourself here in this present moment on planet Earth and tuning in to the energy of fire that is here, feeling down deep into the Earth's molten core, feeling her fire and feeling that fire, the energy of your spirit, of vitality, of the spark of life, the soul inhabiting the body, feeling that vital energy, a thread from the core of Earth herself, all the way up into the base of your spine. And as you land here, just being aware of your guides here with you, of your spiritual team here with you. This energy of fire, of the spiritual body, is so much about what we can't see at times, or what we wish to make manifest, what we desire to bring through. This is the energy of creation. So as you sit here now, be real with yourself and your guides. What do you wish to create? What is the biggest thing on your heart that you desire to create in your world? What is stopping you from creating that right here and now? If it's something energetic, if it's a belief, if it's merely a belief holding you back, allow that to be burned in a sacred flame in your heart right here and now. Let it go if you can. And if it's the matter of needing to make a plan, needing to organize yourself, if there's some story about what you need to do before you can have this dream manifest, this creation of yours, set the intention now to take care of it. Set the intention now to allow yourself to step into this next chapter. What are you here to create? What is calling to you next? What is your next big adventure? Remember that you are here to be what you love. You are the one designing your life. You are the one dreaming your dreams, and only you can allow yourself to make them come true. So, how can you get out of your own way? How can you call on the energy of the unseen? This energy of fire, this fiery plane we exist in here on earth. How can you call on that energy to illuminate, to clarify, or to burn away so that you can move forward with purpose, with energy, with passion? And just seeing the fire of your own spirit inhabiting your body, seeing the light that you are glowing out from your heart space, knowing the truth of who you are, what you came here to be, and feeling that flame burning a beacon in your heart. And just taking a moment here to feel back into that watery body, to your emotions, maybe even feeling into what you feel here now, now that you've connected with each of these energies. Noticing what your body is feeling, remembering back to the connection with earth, that earthy element, the trees, the rocks, grounded, stable. And then the relationship with your mind, with the clouds that drift by, the thoughts coming and going. Just one facet, no need to over identify with it. And then this spark within, perhaps the part of you you've been cut off from, your intuition, your expression, your energy. Or perhaps this is the part of you you are most familiar with, your drive, your creativity, the soul in the body, the power of fire, of creation, the power of this planet, of this plane. You are a divine manifester. You are here now for a reason. So claim that and claim this next grand adventure for yourself. And then turning to your guides, anyone who's been here on this journey with you. Just thanking them for being here, for being a part of your team, remembering that you have to welcome your team in. They're here to help. And then releasing this experience, releasing this moment, feeling that earth, air, fire, and water bodies aligning within you, aligning within the heart space. As you find that portal, back up the stairs, back into your physical body. In your own way and time, climbing those stairs, wiggling the fingers and toes. And if the eyes have been closed, fluttering them open. And taking some moments to ground in your space. Mm. Mm. Well, that was juicy, my friends. So take some moments to jot anything down that might have come through. Maybe use that framework of water, earth, air, fire to remember any messages. And yeah, just take some moments. So, what really was coming through for me there, and this has been an element in conversations today, and a lot of the work that's coming forward right now is, what's holding us back from being happy now, from enjoying the life that's here for us now? And the answer is usually in our mind. And so, how do we stop over identifying with the mind? It's an important component. But this Sagittarius energy was like, we need an elemental realignment. This is a new moon. This is a moment to embrace and align these bodies. That's been a huge theme coming up lately. So, thank you for going on that journey with me. And thank you, Chaya, for this beautiful intention. I just want to anchor this in. In the coming weeks, I choose to lean into my plant priestess path. I will do this through daily interactions with my herbology space, allowing little wild child to lead. See, this is so clear. I will create a safe container for her to play, to have full sensory experience with nature and express her creatrix. I will remind her that we did incredible ancestral work this year and all karmic blocks will be removed so that our legacy magic can be realized without fear or shame. Calling that in. Oh, beautiful. And that is such beautiful clarity of how you're going to lean into all of that, how you're literally creating the container for this to come forward, right? If we're talking about manifesting our intentions, we really want to be so clear in the how as well. Beautiful. Thank you. So, I'm going to pull some cards for the collective before we wrap here, but I'm just feeling like the elements have really been here for us recently. The symbolism is very powerful as a new paradigm, a new old paradigm. This is an ancient paradigm, right? That we are calling through in a more sourced way as a collective now because people are um, really waking up to how out of alignment they've felt and what's been missing in their lives. And so often it's because they've been over identified with thinking and ego and mind over matter and all of that. And it leads to such dissatisfaction. So I'm very happy to see more people being willing to think about things in this new old way and step into something new. Okay, so the first deck that I'm pulling from is the Wild Offering. And the Wild Offering is basically prayers with the divine, conversations with the divine. And the energy here, as I was just speaking, I was shuffling, and this makes sense forgiveness. So, this card, first of all, these beautiful flowers, it says, healing comes from acceptance. Help me, dear divine, to fully accept what is, knowing that this alone will open me to the new. This is really this is poignant right now because there's so much turmoil in the world right now within ourselves, within our communities, within our countries, within our continents, within our whole planet. These absolutely devastating circumstances and poverty and genocide and violence of every imaginable kind. And forgiveness is the key. Now, I want to really come in here and remind us all my most important teaching, which is the compassion does not equal enabling, and forgiving doesn't mean turning a blind eye and allowing it to continue, right? But forgiveness does look like being very willing to look back and say, I see how I got to where I am, or I see how we got to where we are, and I'm willing to let go of the past in order to move forward into a new future. And here's how you can come along with me. And otherwise, I release and I let go. That's what forgiveness is about. And it needs to route in us first, right? It needs to be forgiveness for ourselves and how we showed up in various circumstances before we ever look out here. But accepting what is, knowing that this alone will open us to new. This is a message I needed to hear today as well. So that deck leapt off the table and wanted me to pull. So I'm also pulling from angels and ancestors. So as we're here in this new moon in Sagittarius, this pre-2025, looking back on the moons that we've been through over this last year and really stepping into the last dark chapter before the light of the next full moon, and then we're really in like 2025 season-esque. What do we need? What do the ancestors have for us that we need to hear right now? All right, here we go. Wow, the imagery, first of all. So, Earth Guardian. So, this is really, so appropriate. I didn't know how that elemental adventure was going to go, but as soon as we were here sitting presently, I knew we were being called into a new relationship with Earth. So, stay rooted and grounded. Earth Guardian is here to help us ground despite the fiery energy that's all around us, this literal shit show, dumpster fire that we're in. We need to stay grounded and rooted right now. And the most important thing that we can do is route into that stability, that security, that peace, that pleasure in us. And if we don't have that right now, that's what we need to work on so that we can stay grounded and present in ourselves, because that's how we can go out and do action in the world to make it a better place for everyone, right? We've got to be resourced here first. So the Earth Guardian is here to help us resource and ground and find stability in ourselves. Then we can shapeshift and unveil our gifts. This card has been coming up a lot, I feel like, recently. And we're in a time of shapeshifting. We're in a time of a lot of illusions being lifted at the same time too. And we're being able to take on new form in new ways because new information has been coming up. So whatever you've been confronting recently that's like really jarring you and making you look at things in a new way, how is that inviting you to transform? How is that inviting you to shapeshift, to upgrade, to up level into this next version of you? That's really what's coming through for me. There's so much opportunity to unveil our gifts, but we really need to feel that grounded, stable energy before we can fully actualize that. So be very kind with yourself if you are feeling unsafe, and work on that first. Feeling safe in yourself to be yourself, and then opening that to the layers outside of you gradually. And then we have, last but not least, the Peacekeeper. And I just can't help but love that she is here right now, where we are in this point of time. So the indigenous imagery here, this, white buffalo calf woman, this beautiful energy of reminding us that we don't need to be right. Oh, there's so much I could say on this, but we don't have to be right. What we want to be is grounded and stable. And when we are in the need of being right and in the need of being right over other people, we destroy our ability to have peace. Again, compassion does not equal enabling. Forgiveness, right? We don't have to forgive and let someone keep doing something to us. But if we're fighting to be right in a situation where we'll never be made right, why are we fighting that fight? Where can we go and ground into peace? Where can we go find our stability so that we can regroup and find where our energy and our effort is most needed and valuable and all of that? So just breathing in and grounding into your own peace. That's the message here. Like, we all need to be in our own peace. We need to find that stability within so that we can be in relationship with other people. If you have not watched it, I had a great conversation with Dr. Melissa Bird on my Shadow Side program the other day. The replays are available wherever you're watching this. And we talked about the 4 bodies, and we talked about the conflict that's happening right now and how we can move through that and navigate this unknown. So if you haven't watched that, I definitely highly recommend that. Dr. Melissa Bird is a storehouse of wisdom, and I think it's so relevant to this intersection in time. So I know we didn't connect with Sagittarius energy as directly today as we often do, but these ceremonies always come through in interesting and symbolic ways. I hope that you got something out of it, whether you were here live or in the replay. Again, I am here twice a month, new moon, full moon, every single month. And the replay is always available so that you can have this opportunity to create your own rhythm, to really like tune in and make sure you're checking in with your intentions, that you're checking in with your body, with your breath, that you're clearing your energy at least twice a month. So that's what this is here for. And if you want to make sure that you never miss an event, I do have email reminders. That is at safrianna.com/moon. You can grab basically pop onto that list and you will get emails when I'm going to go live. So please feel free to sign up for that. We would love to have you here. And if you enjoy these moon ceremonies and you have the means to do so, feel free to donate. I love doing these things for free and it helps sustain me. I am so blessed to have so many beautiful people that send in donations. Thank you to each and every one of you who have supported me doing this work. And as always, I love being here with you. Thank you for sharing your intentions, your energy, your time, and uplifting the collective together. So I will be back for our first like sort of 2025 full moon. It'll be in that energy building up here soon in just about 2 weeks. And it's going to be a big one as we are in this season of transitions. So I'll see you back here soon. I love you. I am Safrianna Luna, the Queer Spirit Guide. Until next time. Bye for now.